My name is Brooke Hansen. I'm on the Richfield campus. This is for Professor Marsing's psychology class. This is the YouTube video for what other people think they know about psychology. I asked about 6 people, and most of their answers were pretty similar, but I'm just going to let you know some of the things that they said. Well, a lot of them thought, when I asked them what psychology was, most of them said it was the study of human behavior, and that they were all pretty much on the same page. None of them really knew any facts or principles about it other than it was taught in college, which is what my dad said. There was a few of the 14 that really were pretty funny to me. A good one was, do youth today know how to work hard? A lot of them pretty much said no and no way, and there's no way that happens, they're lazy. But it really, some of them agreed that it really just depends on the kind of household they were raised in, which I agree a lot. Another really funny one was, what percent of our brains we use? Because this one's been one that we talk about a lot and no one really knows. For some reason, I barely even know. Well, I know it's at least over 10%, and so there was like a 1, a 20%, a 10%, a 15%, and a 60%. And there was one of them that actually said we used all of our brain, but only 10%, at a time, which I think that's kind of where the myth came from, if that makes sense. Another one that I got some pretty funny answers on was is caffeine good or bad for you? Because, well, my sister is married and has a few kids, and she says, caffeine's bad for me, but good for my kids, because when I'm happy and don't have headaches, they're happy. And I thought that was funny. The classical music for an unborn child makes them more intelligent. Most everyone I asked said no, because that's dumb. They can't hear anything when they're in the womb anyway. But one of them said, 100% definitely agree. I've done it for all of my children, and I think they're just geniuses. And she was completely on board for it. It's actually my boyfriend's mom who said that, and it just made me laugh that everyone said no. And she was going on about even if they're little, it's still perfect for them. And how does watching violent media, or does watching violent media make children more criminal? A lot of people just said no, pretty much. A lot of no's going on. But my mom said, well, if they're already kind of messed up in the head, maybe it gives them ideas. That kind of made me laugh. And how important is it that teachers help people find their learning styles? Everyone said very important. And it's funny, because it's what we talked about in class and everything, and how it's like myths and stuff. And it made me laugh. And why does the two how they change the way that they're worded to make people think that they're true? Why does odd behavior tend to increase during the full moon? Well, my mom says because everyone's a werewolf and werewolves are strange. But my boyfriend's mom had this huge theory about, well, when there's a full moon, it's too bright outside, so people can't sleep. And so they take all this cold, or the night stuff to make them sleep, and they overdose on, like, NyQuil. And then they're crazy because they've overdosed on NyQuil, and I don't know, I just thought that was funny. And they had some pretty weird answers, and I've probably recorded this video like 7 times because my computer's having issues, because I think it's getting too long, so I'm trying to shorten it up a little so you can actually get it. But a bunch of them were really odd, and some of them were definitely wrong. And I think some of them were kind of hindsight biased, because I'd like tell them it was a myth, and then they'd go back and be like, no, it wasn't, no, it wasn't. And then I'd be like, yeah, it was. And they'll be like, oh, I knew it the whole time. I was just saying if you knew. And just like, of course they didn't know. I think people probably have these beliefs because of media and stuff just telling them different things, and they believe everything they read on the internet. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you'll actually get this one. Brooke Hansen. The end. Thank you. This was a fun assignment.